All right, so let's get started. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's AI Creator Lab session. Today is session 2, and it's session 2 is like a part of the 4-day interactive online program. So I'm your instructor, Raji. I'm an AI and automation advisor, and happy to meet you all today. Let's get started. So, as part of the 4-day AI Creator Lab session, day one, as part of the day one, we actually already saw the prompt engineering techniques and the basics of prompt engineering, and then the techniques to actually how to interact with the large language models in a most effective way. Today, as part of the subsequent session, day 2, we're going to deal with the creative AI tools, which is across not just the textual pattern, various means like such as image, video, and music and content development and ads creation, etc. And third and fourth sessions are going to cover more about the AI career and how the AI is going to change the trajectory of the future job roles and future job market, and the ethics and compliance and to be followed while you are actually developing the AI tools and techniques and apps. And fourth, day 4, we will be actually launching our own AI app using vibe coding techniques, and we will be using all the techniques that we have learned in the first 3 days of the session, and this is all be like a culminative and where you will be incorporating all of these concepts and you're launching your own app. All right, great. Next, let's quickly do a recap. So we understood about the prompt engineering techniques, which is a clear method. The context, length, and example and audience and role is important when you are actually defining every single prompt, and every single prompt is important because prompt is just similar to equivalent to a code, and you're going to deal with or interact with the models using the prompts. So that's why it's really important. And as part of the session one activity, one of the homework that we were planning to explore is the Gamma app. I hope you had a chance to actually go through and try out the Gamma tool and create your own presentation. And also after creating the presentation, you can actually go and actually edit individual output and fine tune the outcome as well. So I hope you had a chance to explore. And maybe at the end of the session, you can share what you tried, and we can go over and review. All right, let's get in. And this is again another prompt creation exercise we had. So this is also something we dealt yesterday, and if you have time, we will go over the example. All right, great. So today's session, let's come to the context and agenda for today's session, right? So today's session is all about multimodal or the other techniques, like not just the text. So generative AI is actually revolutionizing how we actually turn our imagination and turn our actually requirements into images, videos, and creating personas, creating characters, and creating a continuous video that can actually be a story. You can actually do a storytelling out of the AI, which used to take maybe weeks or days or months, is becoming fact matter of few minutes or few hours. That is speed in which we are actually making this progress, right? So we can actually complete this end-to-end activity of creating a video or creating a storyline or a cartoon picture or anything within matter of minutes and hours. So let's see how that works and how we actually have to deal or interact with these systems. All right, so today we are going to deal with 3 major things. One is the images, creation of images, and primarily we will be using Adobe Firefly for exploring the image creation. And for the dynamic video creation, we'll be using Gemini. Just to give you a little history of Gemini, Google introduced Nano Banana as a standalone image generation model, and then they eventually merged it together with the Gemini and the Gemini within the Gemini Studio, and then they combined everything into a Gemini offering. So within the Gemini, we will be able to see the image creation as well as the video creation as well. And another example which we are going to go through today is the HeyGen. HeyGen is an app or a platform where you can actually create lifelike characters. Basically, like, you can create your own digital twin. So what do I mean, my own digital twin? I can actually upload some of my pictures, and the model will actually learn from my pictures, and it gets fine-tuned, and to be precisely speaking, some of the models like LoRa, LORA, are the ones that are used in the background. So probably my best advice is to not to worry about, like, get into the level of the models in which it is used, but I would suggest, like, stay little bit on the top at this moment, learn how all these things works, and then you can actually go into the details of, like, what model, etc., and get to that, right? So we'll explore how these things work, and see it in action, and learn how things are put in use in reality. And then you can actually always go and do a little bit more research and start learning stuff from there. Okay, that's great. So next, let's talk about art prompts. So we explored how to do prompting and what are the best way to do the prompting as a framework using the Clear framework. And don't think like Clear framework is the only framework, and there are plenty of frameworks, and there are plenty of actually different types of prompting techniques that exist. If you go to OpenAI's Academy, and so, or like, Google has a really extensive guide on prompting techniques. So there are tens of hundreds of prompting techniques exist, right? So as you get more comfortable with and familiar with it, like, you can actually leverage similar type of prompting techniques wherever, like, based on the problem statement, you can actually apply it, right? So this is just a fundamental. We are basically scratching the surface. That's all we are doing it in this session, in today's session. Okay, so although we dealt with the Clear framework, that is not enough, or that won't be good enough when you are actually dealing with the generation of an image, because there are more nuances that we need to take care when it comes to art or images sort of things. Example, style. What is the style of my image that it needs to be generated? Is it a animated one, or is it a real life one, or is it like a I want it like a pencil drawing kind of an effect, or what do I want, right? So the style is important, and the colors that I want to use, monochrome, or like, more colorful one, vibrant one, or like, I just need to be more of a like a Mani Ratna movie kind of a dull and serene kind of a effect, right? So what kind of colors I want, or the composition, right? So I want it to be close up or wide angle shot, or like a shot from a drone, right? So we need to actually talk about that as well, and the lighting and the mood, everything, right? So this is completely different from what we were actually dealing with a simple text. So accordingly, this will vary. So that's one key thing. Okay, let me move on to the next one. Before that, any questions? All right, good. So let's move in.
Oh, sorry, I just had one question.
Yeah.
So I think in one of the previous slides you mentioned the different AI tools we're gonna use for image generation video. Is there a reason why you chose like Gemini for image? Or like how do you correlate the two and two?
Okay, so number one, which is available free. Okay, so number two, some of the recent ones that were popular. That was the basics that were applied. Okay, so there is no like I this is not a classification of these are the market leaders. No, that's not what it qualifies. So if you ask for avatar and video creation, we are exploring the HeyGen. But but for the voice, specifically voice, right? So 11 Labs is much popular, but but the problem, or like the landscape here is, every single day new stuffs are coming, and whenever the new stuffs come, the older ones becomes outdated super fast.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, so but no matter what, even if you go to HeyGen, even if you go to 11 labs, or even if you go to some other tool, I have more tools in the basket as well to go through and give you more examples and scenarios where it is used. Okay, so most of the time what happens is like they all do almost the same thing, but they all come up with certain specific unique problem that they try to solve, and that becomes their differentiator. Okay, so one example I'll give you is for HeyGen, right? So HeyGen is pretty popular in terms of creators, content creators, who are especially in Instagram, who wants to create their digital twin. Okay, so they predominantly use but whereas 11 labs also is more around the audio creation and composition and text to audio kind of a thing. They kind of more focus on the, so let's say I want to help a contact center automate their entire call receiving piece, right? So what they are doing is they are generating voice models which is very very close to human like sounding response of listening to the particular client query, and like responding and receiving the response back, and then like handling it in a seamless way. So these tools are becoming super what I want to say is like they become extremely like nice and like human like. People are really having hard time to differentiate. So even if they differentiate, is like, so let's say it is always giving a perfect answer, then even if it sounds human, people are starting to realize, oh, I'm talking to an agent now, or like a robot now, right? So what is happening is like now organizations are trying to actually add a little bit of oh, maybe should I actually add a little bit of background white noise, like people are talking. so it's it becomes so like perfect. Now you want
It's
to
like
make
we're
it
trying to humanize it back.
like humanize it, right? How can I humanize it so that my customer doesn't get offended?
That's
Okay.
funny.
So like that, they see, because if you are trying to solve every same problem that everybody else is trying to solve, then it is hard to compete, right? So either you will lose the market or you will actually get acquired, right? So that's what will happen. Somebody will buy you out. If you try to do the same thing. So that's why what most of the companies are trying to do is like when they come, they kind of attack, or they kind of actually try to solve some particular business problem, and so that they are able to differentiate themselves, and then they are able to actually capture that segment of the people, or capture that segment of the market. They in the world of startups, they call it as target addressable market. So whom are you actually trying to target and solve the problem? So that's what they are trying to do. Okay, perfect. Let's jump into this. Okay, so I'm going to give you a real life example of how these things actually are used, or how like companies are making use of these kind of technologies, right? So I want to give you this example, a real life example of how Coca-Cola came up with the innovative idea of creating a digital campaign using generative AI, and by doing that they were actually trying to accelerate the campaign creation and go to market faster with their marketing campaign. So there were 4 artists who these are the name of the artists, right? Emma Sophia and Chris Branch, Paul Parsons, and Ian Huang from Asia. They what they did was they picked up 4 of them. They asked them to create an art using AI. And what did they use? They used the GPT-4, DALI, and some of the other capabilities. And the objective is to create images. And that image should actually have a concept of Coke. and it should also have their persona, right? So their vibe or their touch in that art. And with this, they were able to launch a campaign quickly. So now what happened is, like, these brand ambassadors, these artists were able to come up with a campaign quickly without relying on them creating the art work by themselves. So let me just put that commercial article as well in the chat so that you can actually go through that. Maybe you can. Yeah, so okay. Yeah, so this is the link. I'll put this in the chat as well. Yeah, so this is what Coca-Cola did. So they invited the artist and they were asked to actually create a image. Each one of them came up with their image. Okay.
Interesting. It's like it's purposefully made so that it aligns with the brand colors and the things
Yes,
that they're
yes.
going for. Yeah.
Exactly, right? So and it is, I'll give you another example which might be really sounding good, right? A perfect resonate, right? So I came up, I met these founders in a in a pitch, in a monthly pitch event at some event in Toronto. So what they were trying to do was to they wanted to help the brands to create a custom model. They'll take the LoRa kind of an existing models, and they will add the include the brand specific images, past images and campaign images that they have already created. So, and then they will not retrain the model fully, just only the top layers, which will not take much of a effort, or like in terms of the GPU spend and etc. So they will train only a small layer of it, and then now what you have is a brand specific model. And with this brand specific model, if they prompt, it is going to automatically generate more brand specific results. And there are two advantages to this. Number one, like if you are going to just get some content, or like image that is trained like non-proprietary images and content, and non-proprietary information or like logos comes in, then they are actually violating their brand, as well as they are actually getting into the legal battle as well. So you can avoid that issue, and also you can actually generate much more faster and very much desirable brand oriented campaigns much faster as well. So this is their basic problem statement, and they were trying to actually go and pitch this to multiple companies and get their marketing team start using their platform. So this is what they were trying to do. And in fact, one of the advice or the input that I gave them is, hey, you guys need to think about how you can actually bring your solution or the app available in the AWS marketplace, because that is going to make your sale much easier and safer, or like quicker, because every company in the world, in the enterprise landscape, who is worried about this brand and everything, have a commit spend for their cloud commitment. So in case if you are listed in AWS, that's going to make your life easier, and the sale will happen instead of 1 month, in 1 week you will be able to sell. And they were so happy, and they took that as an input, and they went ahead. So likewise, you see the real time use cases are there, and people are building multiple solutions around that in a creative way.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's move on. Okay, so now we are going to actually really try the image creation. So I've allocated 8 minutes, but I don't think we have 8 minutes. Maybe we'll just try to wrap this up in 5 minutes. So if you just click on the firefly.adobe.com, and it'll actually take you to the Firefly website, which is an Adobe's version of image model landscape. So where you can actually start generating your own AI powered images. So just for the sake of this demo, let me show you the ones that I generated before. Okay, so this was my prompt. This is my prompt. Okay, and these are the outputs, are the tiles that it has actually model has generated. Okay, so what did I give? I wanted to actually create a banner image for my tech sales engineering course. Okay, so I'm asking create a modern and professional poster. Breaking into tech sales engineering is the topic, and here is my theme, style, and colors and visual elements that it needs to have. Okay, so and apart from that, I also have additional capabilities of selecting what is my camera angle, what is my lighting, what is my color and tone, and etc. as well. So here's an example of how I will use it personally for myself in my own world, right? So likewise, there are plenty of people who are using for the purpose, right? So you can go to the gallery and see what other people are doing. So there's a lot of things that you can actually learn from other people, right? So here is how other humans are actually using Adobe Firefly and generating the content. Okay, so this one needs probably a pro, I believe. So but then, like, look at this. So they generated this teeny tiny cat, like, looking into a immersive world, and with mushrooms, magic mushrooms, etc., right? So but this is the prompt. So this was the prompt that was given to generate this realistic, or like, hyper realistic outcome. So at the same time, you can choose all the motion and all the advanced settings that you can see, right? So you can select all of them. At the same time, you can also upload your own video and change them as well. It is either you start from nothing, let the model create the image and the video, and then add the characteristics, or you can actually add your own image, upload your own image, and generate as well, right? So let me show you. This is the one that I just created, right? This picture is from I was walking in the streets of Quebec, Montreal. Okay, so this is from the streets of Montreal when I was just on my way to go to Startup Fest. Okay, so I uploaded this image, and then I just used a basic prompt to make it like a New Year party themed one. I think it did a decent job, but I think the outfit is so it's not fitting the scene, so it looks little different. But then I must say it did a decent job.
I mean, like it did exactly what you told. So
Yeah, yeah, so I should have used a different setting or the image to give instructions. Okay, right? So it's I know, but it's funny. So this is how you can actually use it. So, and I use a lot, I'll be honest, I use this on multiple different places, etc. So I'll show you this is one banner image I created. I use this for my Substack post. Okay, so this was the image. I'll show you. This was the, yeah, see, this was the banner imaged that I used for my Substack post.
Hmm.
Yeah, so likewise you can actually leverage it for your personal use or leverage it for your other scenarios on a professional setting as well, for campaigns and etc. So I just go, let's take couple of minutes, 2 minutes, and then go through the Adobe Firefly, and then we will resume back, and then we'll jump back to the next topic. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Let me just quickly try that.
All right, so 2 minutes now. um, I hope you were able to explore just a little bit, and maybe able to come up with your first version of the image cards. But that's okay. You can keep continue trying it out, even after today's session, and then you'll definitely keep seeing the improvement as you get comfortable, and as you actually start to explore more repeatedly. All right, so let's jump into next. Okay, so this is another really interesting tool. So by the time when I was actually my first version of the session that I conducted in September, back in September, Nano Banana was brand new, and the, it was creating waves, I would say, in the image generation. So everybody was talking about it, and it's one of the a popular tool which was generating super realistic images, and even today it is one of the really good tool. But what happened is, it is now integrated along with the Gemini, where you can actually create images. So that's what we literally saw. So we will be able to actually generate images automatically using the tools here itself, right? So if you look here, so you see multiple options, and from here you can select one of the option here, and start typing what is the image that you would like to create. Or you want to actually, instead of starting from just the prompt, you can upload a file and then start from there. Okay, so if you look at this, turn my selfie into 2026 profile picture, right? Make an image of me in a cozy cabin. So these are some examples. Maybe we'll come up with some example of make an image of me standing next to this is pretty much everybody uses it, right? Maybe should we choose Sam Altman, or should we choose Mark Zuckerberg? No, I don't want Mark Zuckerberg. Okay. Okay, so let's try this and see what it actually does. Okay, I mean, I did not try this before, I'm trying it now. Okay, so that's the thing, right? So it automatically went back and picked Nano Banana. All right, my God, Sam Altman is too tall, and he doesn't look like even Sam Altman, right? So I think it actually hallucinated. So
Yeah, okay. Because the
I'm gonna,
proportions are a bit off.
yeah,
Yeah.
Altman, the image. Okay, and here is where the challenge of it needs more, maybe we need to have more than one person, then probably it'll actually recognize and assign, maybe. CEO of OpenAI. Okay, so we are giving more context now.
Maybe you can specify like which side of you want, like to
Yeah.
your right makes more sense, I guess.
Yeah. No, no, not instead of standing, uh, shaking hands. Okay, let's see. Maybe then it actually understands it's like it should be on the same height. Okay, so while it actually generates, let me show you. Oh, it didn't do it. Okay, yeah, it's hallucinating. Good, but it's a good try. Maybe it didn't recognize yet. Okay, so yeah, but this is limitations, and the models are maturing still. Okay, so give it a try. You can actually go ahead and prompt, and pretty much see the models are pretty much really creative when it comes
Mhm.
to if you ask them to do it on their own from the scratch, they are really good. So let's say you want to just say generate serene winter wonderland along with northern lights. And this is basically like doing it from the scratch, right? So basically this is a generation, image generation from the scratch. You're not actually tailoring anything or like creating anything on the node. The models are really good at it. They're super good at it usually, no question asked.
Mhm.
And I can say like make it more bright. I'll show you one of the stuff that I generated is yeah. So this was a really good image. Not on this one. Okay, not this is just an image, right? So what I wanted is all these labels were there. Okay, it's really tricky to go and actually edit these labels and remove the labels from myself by myself. I may need to actually go and use Adobe Photoshop or Pro or something to do it. So here what I did is I just remove the labels. I just want a clear picture, and after this I can label whatever I want, or like I can tell the story however I want. So I really like this image, but then I don't wanted the labels. So basically I was actually trying to use this for um, one of my newsletter style or like a white paper style publication. Okay, so that's what I was trying to do. Yeah, so these are some practical ways you can actually use the images to work on your favor as well. Okay, let's jump back into HeyGen. So this is a really fun tool. We can actually how is it useful, right? So step one, as usual, you go ahead and log in and sign up. And using this tool, the objective is we are going to take a talking avatar. So basically, like I'm going to create my own digital twin. And how is it going to happen? By taking a photo and like uploading some at least 10 to 15 pictures of yourself, so that the model gets trained or like model gets familiarized with your picture and with your photo, learn itself, right? So and then we can pick up a particular avatar and add the script. Whatever the script we want to use, we can actually give that as a text, and automatically it'll actually just start generating a video, right? So with the script that you have given, with the
So
picture that you
with
have given.
our video, we need to show how the avatar should move and everything.
It actually see we can actually give one of our picture, and it can actually take it from there as a baseline image. I will show you in action, okay? And we can also do this digital twin to create not the robotic voice or the pre-recorded or predefined voices are already available. We can even train it using our own voice as well. Okay, so I'll show you. the HeyGen. Yes, here is a HeyGen. Okay, so I mean, you can go to the HeyGen link, use the follow along PowerPoint and take the link from there, and see. So if you see and land the home page, you see here, this is how it works, right? I added one of the image, and then I can type in my prompt whatever the image that it has to. So I'm logged into HeyGen, and let's first explore this create button, right? So all that you see in the left hand side menu is the options that this tool offers. So when you hit the create button, we can actually create a video or translate a video. Okay, and when you create a video, we can actually use a video agent to create a video automatically by prompting, or we can actually use a AI studio and create a video, right? So here the AI studio is actually like a project like experience where we are provided all the inputs in a plug and play manner, and we can actually play around with it and create. Okay, so that's the difference. But when it comes to agent, it's like an agent experience, like how you interact with the chat gpt or like kind of any kind of a llm or studio experience, right? That's the experience. And photo to video and like some of the other options, we don't have to dig deep into it. Okay, so here's what the other concept that I talked about, right? So in the brand kit, if I want my images or like the videos to be in a certain fashion, and it has to follow certain guidelines. So let's say color theme, right? My color theme is red and black, or my color theme is like purple and orange. So most of the time, if you look at the brands, they try to take the colors adhering to the color wheels, right? So in your art classes, you might have learned about that, right? So what is the significance of color wheel, and then like how the contrast colors actually attract the attention from users, and how the brands can actually leverage that, etc. Okay, so that's the advantage of using brand kits. For now, let's just explore some of the projects that I have played around with it for a while, right? So so this is one of a built-in project which I just wanted to take it and show you, right? So if you look at this is a project.
Welcome to an agency where creative ideas meet.
Which was just created using the script as well as the like the flashing images automatically generated by the model. Okay.
Measurable impact. Let's showcase what makes us your perfect partner in advertising.
Today, we'll explore who we are, what we do, and why our creative strategies deliver real results for our clients.
Hi, I'm Sophia, and I've spent years helping brands stand out with impactful campaigns. I'm thrilled to guide you through our story today. By the end of this presentation, you'll see how we combine strategy, creativity, and data to deliver campaigns that make an impact. Did you know our campaigns have driven up to an 85% increase in brand engagement within just 3 months? That's the power of creative advertising. Creativity isn't just about standing out.
So you can see how we can actually create lifelike videos, even demo kind of a video or presentation kind of a video as well, using these tools and creativity tools. And within this, if you look at, see this number 2, right? You see here, this is my voice, not the AI voice.
I was able to tell.
Right, so you see here that I have picked up my voice, and able to apply that as well. So this is how we can actually leverage and make it like a digital one, a real digital one. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, this one is like, although it's not that perfect, but it is like a complete version of like using my voice and my image and my.
Hey parents, introducing Gen Z AI, a fun hands-on online course for students aged 13 to 17 learn how to create with AI, not just use it. Classes are live on Zoom 10:30, 11:30 M EST only, $15 per session.
Okay, so it kind of like did a decent job, and this one is much better, I would say.
AI is rapidly transforming our world from how we live to work. It's machine intelligence that learns, reasons, and solves complex problems. AI enhances healthcare, powers smart technologies, drives innovation for more efficient, connected lives.
Right, so likewise we can, like, this is just a beginning, right? So we can actually create more, train it a little bit more by uploading more of our
Is there an option where we can import a particular voice, like maybe like celebrity's
Yeah.
voice? Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have to record or import, either one. Yeah, that's possible. Right, so likewise we can create, and here's where we can make all the magics happen, right? So add our own, like, type my hello, good morning everyone, I'm excited to meet you, right? So we can make it more sound like this, right? Come on.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I am excited to meet you.
Yeah, so we need to generate it, then the video also will start playing. Okay, so yeah, so there are more options.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I am excited to meet you.
No.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Let's do this.
This reminds me of the movie Megan. If you watch that one.
Movie Megan?
Yeah.
Okay. No,
It's
I
kind
don't
of
think.
similar to this.
So see, this is it, it's creating like this, right? So let this create, but we cannot see what's going on behind the scene, right? So if we want to see exactly what is going on behind the scene, agent is a perfect option. Okay, so let's say hello. Okay, we can, it's an agent, right? So create a lifelike video explaining what AI guardrails means. So now I did not give the what did I do? I did not give the exact prompt of what it needs to say. It has to figure out and determine what is my content itself, and then I'm going to tell the video should be only 20 seconds in length. That's all I'm telling. So now we can actually see what is going on, how it is actually doing. So you see it's actually doing the reasoning, validation, and it does all these stuffs underneath. So explaining the guardrails, and this is the audience, and then like when you create a prompt, the exact thing that you should be doing is you should take care of all these things when you create a prompt and actually provide an output, like a input to the model, right? So that's how exactly we should be doing. We should do it. So it's asking now, is it all looking good? Tell me yes or no. So I'm just saying yes. So it's going to prepare the content, and again if you look at the reasoning, so it's generating the video and calling different tools and functions under the hood, and you see these are the different steps it has to go through as per the image generation or the video generation. So it's going through one after the steps. So this is agents doing tasks on behalf of human. So imagine the same thing is going to be applied across multiple industries, multiple tasks that are done by humans today. Be it you're reviewing your application form for university, or interviewing a candidate, or reviewing a school children's, grading a school children's report card, right? So, or like not the report card, reviewing the answer sheet of a student, right? And calculating the final marks, right? So every single place is going to get revolutionized exactly in the same way.
Mm.
Okay, so now you see it is actually going one after the other step and performing, and even if it fails, it can go and retry, and it can actually go and perform the next step. So you see some of these are generate video, detail, underscore script plan. Why is it having underscores here? Basically it is actually calling a function. So if you go back to your Python code or Python programs, you might have seen Python functions written in inside the Python notebook, right? So these are literally those functions created and exposed, and these agents are calling them by identifying the intent and planning and sequencing the actions. Okay, so let's go back. Did we have the other one? No. Okay, so it's almost there. Okay, let it generate. Maybe I'll do one thing, like I'll just create another window and go back. Yes, so this was our test, right?
Hello, good morning, everyone. I am excited to meet you.
See, we just did this we did try our output, right? So this is what we were trying it out in the earlier one. So it generated. So all that we need to do is to hit generate. So if I became well versed, I'm a pro, I need more control. I don't need the agent to actually guide me through like a newbie. So then people will come back here and then start working on it. Or like, I already have a setup I'm created, and I would like to actually keep using the same thing. I can just clone this and then edit only the script. Then I have my digital twin, and all that I can do was to every time just go change the script, keep creating. And now imagine an Instagram influencer's time, how much you are going to say. Typically every single reel, an Instagram content creator or TikTok content creator, they take hours to actually create, edit and post. So you don't even have to be there now, right? So you can actually, somebody else can actually create videos for you and start posting it. And I know personally some of the popular content creators use this, and many of their followers also know it, funnily. Okay.
It's like I do notice in some reels the background voice that is going on, it has that automated tone to it, so I can just immediately tell it was AI generated.
No, they use their own voice itself. HeyGen kind of a thing. It as it learns, it becomes much more real close to their own voice. And moreover, imagine the scenario if they are using repeatedly the cloned voice, or HeyGen specific voices. People would not even know what is their real voice.
That's true. Yeah.
In reality, they are using some other voice as their voice. Yeah, so look, it actually generated now.
AI guardrails are essential safety measures designed to ensure artificial intelligence systems operate responsibly and ethically. They prevent AI from generating harmful content, making biased decisions, or performing actions outside its intended purpose. These safeguards are crucial for building trust and integrating AI safely into our daily lives.
Right, so all that I need to do is to go and change the voice, and then I'm good to go.
Yeah, like I can almost feel that that's your original voice.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's how a lot of people are actually, like, who are really smart and who knows how I can actually leverage the technology. Yes, it will be a little bit expensive, but then it's going to save a lot of their time. That's core, right? So when you're actually making a trade-off between that, time is essence. Yeah. Okay, all right. I hope you had fun time learning about HeyGen, and even 11 Labs is very much similar. You can go and try 11 Labs as well. Okay, I want to actually jump back to the different tools, right? So, quick reflection before we jump onto anything. Like, see, these tools actually help you to come up with commercial grade video based outputs in a much more very much low and realistic cost as well. Okay, so it's going to create you don't need to hire anyone, you don't need to actually spend a lot of money, you can actually get this done quickly and efficiently. I will probably send you a link to a video. One of a founder recently sent me his marketing campaign material on how he is trying to establish a senior care living in India. Okay, so he sent me his video link. And I know it is it's a campaign created using these kind of tools, right? So that's another thing. So here's the assignment, right? Explore Adobe Firefly and go ahead and try out the Gemini Studio and try to create your own voice, or just mimic another voice in HeyGen and try it out. There are different ways, we tried with agent and we tried with the studio as well. Okay. All right, so multimodal. So what is it? End of the day, we are left with, right? So there is no end to this creative world. So we can use images and text, audio to text, or combining audio and text, or video plus text and audio, and voice and text, etc. So these are the different tools. Going back to the first question that you asked, like DALI or Midjourney is tools for realistic images. We can, and Canva. I hope your school also gives you Canva for free.
Yeah, we have Canva Pro. Yeah.
Yes, right. You can actually try out in Canva Pro as well. Exactly the same thing which you tried it in Nano Banana, you should be able to try it out in the Canva Magic as well. So yes, I tried a few of them, and it's good actually. Okay, and again, say it is improving. It's not the best. It's improving. And next on the audio specific ones, like Suno AI is the most popular one that I have heard for music specific one. There are a lot of rappers who actually started using AI to generate music, and podcast AI is another lifelike audio conversations, and Notebook LM also is another really good podcast generation one, and this is one is actually generated using Notebook LM.
In today's article, we are going to talk about
not this one. So let me go back. I mean, I have used Notebook LM to generate several of the podcasts. Yeah. No, this one is real. Yes, these ones are, yes. This is Notebook
Have
LM.
you ever considered how to, really stand out in a crowded job market? Especially when you're
Yeah, so Notebook LM is what I use to generate this podcast output, and video plus text, Runway, Descript. One of my friend uses Descript. It is very much useful when you are actually creating an interactive podcast. Let's say you want to remove the sound, sound, and then remove some of the filler words and pauses. It has the capability to do all of that, and then the visuals and move around people and create a layout in a different way, etc. Descript is another tool which also uses AI effectively to do this. And voice and text, basically ChatGPT voice and 11 Labs is one another good one, similar to HeyGen. And mixed modalities, of course, Gemini. Gemini is actually progressing super fast, where you can actually do multiple options, right? Visual layouts, and this is really good. The visual layouts and all are it's generating some amazing outputs. I even generated one white paper around that. I dumped in a complete research paper, which is a research article, and I asked it to actually give me a visual newsletter. It really did a good job, right? So these are some ways you can actually use these tools. All right, so we are almost to the end of the lesson 2. Just a quick takeaway from session 1, the clear method and the importance of prompting, and the tool that we explored is Gamma. And from session 2, we looked into tons of tools today, I believe, and focus is on the multimodal, not just the text, so images, videos, and avatars, and how it is actually used in real time. All right, so one final question before we close the session. What is your biggest creative learning today?
So I would say I really enjoyed the image generation tool. As soon as I get off the meeting, I'm gonna go try that out immediately.
Firefly?
No, the Nano Banana one.
Gemini. Okay,
Yeah.
good.